another episode of Design and Style. I am one of your co-hosts, Dixie, with Dixie Willard Design. I don't even know my own name anymore. And with me, as always, is the lovely, effervescent
Rachel with Rachel Moriarty Interiors.
And today we have a special guest. I'm sure you can see him hiding out there. This is Joseph Haecker.
Yeah, Haecker.
What is the pronouncer? You say Haecker, I say
I don't know.
What do you say?
My cousin's side of the family pronounces it Hacker.
Oh.
My side of the family pronounces it Haecker. I think we were just doomed from the beginning.
Right. Exactly.
Well, Joseph is the CEO and founder of Dezignnwall, which is the fastest growing network for design and architectural professionals worldwide. And Dezignnwall is the first social platform to address the specific needs of the international design community, blending features found on top social media platforms, along with the ability to source products. And Dezignnwall's goal is to unite the international design community and products community too, to help the industry compete in a changing and growing global marketplace. I love that description. So we're going to ask you, Joseph, what's Dezignnwall?
Seems like we got to work on that tagline, huh? Well, did you fall asleep? I fell asleep through that one too. Damn it. I got to get that one shorter. Dezignnwall. Dezignnwall is a social platform for us. We're an industry that is dependent on other people's technology. We're on Facebook, but I couldn't tell you why. We're on Instagram, but you know why. We're on all these things, and they weren't made by designers. They were made by other people for other reasons. And so this is a platform designed for us, by us. I've built a team of people, including Kelly Ellis and hospitality designers from Win and HBA. This is a platform designed for us to meet our needs.
So, for example, a residential interior designer like myself, I log in. Yeah, Rachel, actually, probably a good chunk of our listening audience here. Log into Dezignnwall. What can I do on there? Besides
the very first thing that we realized, and kind of the inspiration of why, and it threw my team for the longest time, I kept saying a social platform, and they kept saying, no, we're a marketplace, and we're a place to source product. And I was like, no, it's not just that. So what we learned is that manufacturers, it's easier for them to upload a photo to Instagram than their own website. So designers are looking at Instagram to catch the latest things. You just have to follow a company and you're going to see in a feed their latest stuff. And as a designer, you're not necessarily buying it right now. You're just see it, like it, and now you screenshot it and then keep it. Well, you're screenshotting and you're doing all these workarounds because Instagram wasn't made for you, it was made for my kids. But it's popular, so you post things there too and you get visibility. Continue to get the visibility, but it was not a platform, and it is not ever going to be a platform designed for us. So we saw these different things from different social platforms, pinning to Pinterest, LinkedIn, the resumes and the professional network, Facebook, that ability to connect and expand your network and do all these cool things. So we took all those and said, let's take the things that we like best and that meet our needs, and let's morph them into something that works for us. So as a designer, we haven't really focused on you until recently. We were focused on the manufacturer. And the way that I like to describe Dezignnwall, if Amazon's the world's largest retailer without a brick and mortar, then Dezignnwall would be the world's largest trade show, but without the confines of a building, and it's free. So not only the big manufacturers can be there who can afford to be there, but also the local artists, the craftsmen, that mill worker, the local person. Those people need to put food on their table too, and they need to keep a roof over their head. And as designers, you're not just designing with the big name stuff. Your house isn't full of Emser tile and a Kohler product in every niche. You want to find the artwork that's in the background of your screen here. You want to find those local things too. So by creating the world's largest virtual trade show, we give an equal opportunity for the little guy and the big guy to be in the same spot for designers to discover, all for free. There's not a single thing on the platform that costs. So yeah, we're a resource for the design community.
I like that. And to be clear, unlike some other supposed design industry related social platforms, you are not at all consumer focused, right? Like end user. You are to the trade, to the industry as a whole, you're not consumer facing.
Yeah, in no way. So first of all, when you log in, we ask you company name. So right away, I had a bunch of friends when we first started out, and I was like, have you checked out the website? And they're like, oh yeah. And I was like, well, you have not. I can see who's logged in. Thanks. And then they're like, well, it said company name, and I didn't know what to put. So I'm like, all right, so you just lied to my face, but cool, thanks. So we found that kind of kept some people out. Then my mom snuck in, and my mom clicked on a bunch of things, but we don't have the option to buy now. It's request quote. Designers are looking for stuff. They want to pin them over here, keep them into different folders. So we created projects with folders so you can go pin them over here. They're not public, so you're not sharing your folders and your pins with everybody else. So you're not giving away your trade secrets. They're all private. And you can't buy now. You request quote. So let's say your customer figures out, where you're finding these things, and maybe you shared something with them. Well, then they're going to have the patience to go request quote on all of that stuff, and that's just not what they're into, and then we don't even price compare. So that's kind of what you guys do. So there it is in a free. We got you and a bunch of manufacturers, and you plug into them, you talk to them, they're your customer. Just like at a trade show, the venue doesn't get a % of the sales. That's all between you guys. We just created a venue for you guys to discover each other. So
it's like Market, but without the food and drinks.
Yeah, you can drink.
And the shenanigans.
You can drink all you want. That's up to you. I'm not going to tell you not to. Oh yeah, booze it up. But yeah, essentially it's like Market, but it's Market with the craft fair. It's Market with the antique show. It's Market with I don't even know where custom manufacturers go to display their work. They don't. So it's Market with the custom guys too. Mm-hmm. It's Market on steroids.
And you can find, I'm guessing, the most unique pieces in a situation.
Yeah, we've got an artist, and she's a experiential artist. So she creates these like blocks and balls and dips them in paint, and she makes these massive art projects. Well, you're not going to find that at Market. That's not a left bank thing. Mm-hmm. And you're only going to find her on, where's she going to market herself? So she's on her website and she posts to social media, but why would you follow her? Why would you discover her? On Dezign+Wall, she can tag that project that she did as hotel, restaurant, fitness club, cruise liner, and suddenly now she's on all those people's radar. And now as a designer, you can reach out to her directly and say, hey, so saw your work. I really like this one thing. Could you do something different? And the answer would be yes, she could.
I love that.
Yeah. But my entire inspiration for this whole thing was 2008, the recession. And my friends in the hotel industry, the salespeople that were knocking on doors, those doors weren't available anymore. So a lot of my friends lost their businesses. Several of them have still not even bounced back. And I attribute that to prospecting for a sales rep is death. So I'm looking to. It's a grandiose thing. I want to change the world, but I also never want to see 2008 happen to our industry again. I want to. We are in a global economy, and those sales reps just want to make that next sale, put food on their table, keep a roof over their head. So the primary goal of Dezign+Wall is that it is to help this community connect globally, help those sales reps be more efficient salespeople, help them discover new territories free, and ultimately put food on their table, keep a roof over their head. When they're able to do that, then the companies that they work for are able to hire more salespeople, and ultimately this is job creation. I just was out at DC and I pitched in front of 150 investors and tech industry people, and the other 18 companies that pitched along with me, all of them were about replacing jobs with automation. And so I got up and I was like, well, that's kind of bullshit. Like, like we get.
There goes the E.
Oh,
I know.
So, did you guys got do you have the clicker? Because I just let. So, I said in front of a crowd of 150 investors at a tech conference, because it is. Screw that. I was the only person of 18 companies that was trying to save jobs and create jobs. I'm sorry, but I ain't a freaking robot. No robot's paying my bills. And, I got to pay my own bills. And so what do I want? I want to be able to make some money and provide for my family. And I think that everybody in our industry does too.
Absolutely.
So there are some other ways, not to change the subject, but kind of. Speaking of,
we got deep.
that word, you have started a new talk show that is going to be really cool.
If I can figure out the tech.
If you can figure out the tech, we may be able to help you with that a little bit. The phone company may be able to help you with that a little bit. But Design Talk, right?
Yeah, that like sprung up. So again, I'll rewind and say that I've been in this industry for the last 18 years, and in this industry, it's been an industry. And there's not a lot of talking. There's a lot of secrecy. There's a lot of, I don't want to share because they're going to steal my ideas. They're going to steal my customers. But in the last couple of years, we've started hearing the word community. And I think with social media and connectivity, there's more of a community. I think that, honestly, that with the fear of losing jobs and the fear of getting replaced, I think there's a need for community. Just got done with the whole road show of being at a bunch of different trade shows. And actually, I'll be out at Dallas this week too. I was hearing designers talk about trends, and I know everybody's going to have an opinion on that one, but that was the kind of the point. So I got home that night and I posted the next day I was going to go live, and we're going to talk about, do you want?
F the trends.
Oh, F the trends. Okay. So F the trends. And it was designed to, in that it was a rant, and it was designed to provoke people. Let's quit doing the BS. Let's just cut the damn chase on it. We're adults. We're running our businesses. We're trying to put that food on our tables. We go to trade shows. You sit in the audience. You listen to these panels, and these panels tell you, "Oh yeah, I did this," and then millions of dollars started flying. And in the audience, you sit there going, "Well, I'm freaking bleeding here. I maxed out my credit cards. I may not make payroll in 6 weeks." Mm-hmm. And yet these panels, all they're giving me is the same crap, the same, yay, you're successful and I'm not. So I was kind of sick of that. And so posted a little thing, gonna go live the next day, and F the trends. Let's have a conversation. And it went off crazy well. You guys are listening. I was trying to, it was supposed to be an hour, and then it was 5 more minutes, and 5 more minutes, and 5 more minutes. Yeah, it went really well. Then right after, everybody started calling. I mean, my phone just like, wow, the crazy people that called too. So
I was just thinking, hopefully good crazy.
no, I was surprised at the level of people that called. Like, I
Wow.
could understand one, maybe that local designer that's struggling. I could understand that one all day long. I got calls from design celebrities that I've never talked to before. I've gotten
Whoa.
calls from presidents of manufacturing companies.
Whoa.
Um, and I was like, wow, I thought for sure I pissed off some big brands.
Yeah.
But no, like, and the other thing was, how the hell did they get my number? I don't know where
Right?
that happens, but I got a bunch of phone calls, and uh, so today we launched our first real version of it, where the idea is design talk, and it's just kind of setting aside all the BS. Let's have an adult conversation about um, this industry, and if we're going to look at it as a community, then communities talk. And um, and I don't know, just me. I kind of wrapped up the whole live just a little while ago. It was saying that we've got these big brands telling us stuff, and we're kind of puppeted by the big brands, but it's actually us, the boots on the ground, that are in people's homes, in people's businesses. We're the ones that are trend spotting. We're the ones that are interacting with our customers. We're the ones with the actual firsthand knowledge, and the industry should be looking to us to figure out what they should do next, not the other way around. um, but if we don't talk, then we're just sitting in the audience at a panel. We're just we're just passerbys. We're just standing on the sideline, waiting for the next thing to come, hoping to stay in business. And I didn't expect this a week ago, but and, and I gotta get it so my phone doesn't catch fire. Uh, but um, but let's have that conversation. Let's get as a community, let's talk. And so that was the concept for design talk.
I love that.
I do
I
too.
love you, Joseph. We love you.
I'm a pain in the ass.
You are. But I love it because I so when I went to the Design Bloggers Conference, what you said just really aligns to what Adam Japko, I don't know if you know him or not, but he runs
I,
the
I
Design
I
Bloggers.
was calling him John for a while, and we even had a phone conference set up. And I was like, "Who's this Adam dude?" I was like, "I want to talk to John, the CEO." Yeah,
But
total douchebag.
he,
Douchebag.
somehow it just works though. He got up at the beginning and he opened with, I wish I remembered the statistic now, because there was obviously we were all design bloggers in the audience, and he talked about how our influence as a collective, and most designers do blog, our influence as a collective is much bigger than actually traditional shelter magazines. And so you're basically saying the same things. If we use our voices collectively, we have way more influence. Instead of it trickling down to us, they get direct feedback. And I think especially with social media now, and even like platforms like Designwall, where you are connecting manufacturers to designers, it's like can be almost a instant feedback thing, which I think is fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, look, so a lot of like the podcasts and the industry influencers, right? Bloggers and stuff. So you peel back the curtain a little bit, and they get a bunch of, especially like fashion, they get a bunch of the makeup companies send them a bunch of makeup to kind of get them to tease up their stuff, and they're getting paid for this stuff too. So when they promote their little thing, it's a total promotion. Um, and and so it looks neat. You got this whole following of people, and you're sitting there with your shiny, lip gloss that you're selling. Um, but to actually have that reviewed and go like, hey, so L'Oreal just sent me this lip gloss, and it freaking sucks. Look, I put it on, and the damn thing snapped on me.
Yeah.
Well, that's market feedback too.
Yeah.
All the fluff is just kind of fluffy.
Yeah.
And so, sorry about that. I cuss like a
I
sailor.
know, man.
I'm sorry. You know, my kids don't at all. In
We're
fact,
gonna have to put in the intro that because we have a lot of mommies that listen and their kids are nearby.
Don't
yeah,
worry,
I'm sorry
I'll take
about
care
that.
of it all.
Dixie will just be beep, beep. But no, I mean, and in our industry, I kind of see the same thing. You get all these people, they come back and they're oh, blah blah blah. This company, great, 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 yada yada yada. I'm kind of a little bit more cynical than that. I would rather you tell me, Joe, your website sucks because of this. Joe, I came on, I looked at it, and I was like, what the hell, and I'm out. You know what? I'd rather you told me that than you just disappeared quietly and I waste all this time. For an entire year, I called everybody I knew and I said, I'm going to share an idea that I've got with you, and I want you to poke holes in it. A week from now, 3 months from now, you think, oh, you know what? That's why this is a stupid idea. Save me the time and effort. I could get on to the next thing. And as much as manufacturers want to sell a thing, you know, they've got to produce product. They don't want to be in the wholesale business. And so if the industry could get back to them and say, like, dude, I would love this faucet if it was just 3 inches taller. Otherwise, I'm not going to buy it. Well, save them the time and effort. Don't just go, oh, wonderful product again. Ooh, everybody likes. And quit the and just be honest, you know?
Well, I will say my husband actually had a job where he went in as somebody who uses something on the practical side and is also an engineer. So he was able to go and influence how people thought about things. And the end result is it's better for everybody. And that's, to me, that's basically what you're saying here. When you look at something and you can tell the manufacturer, look, that's a great idea, but I can't attach it to anything if it's a faucet. You know, I need it to attach to the sink and it doesn't, whatever.
Yeah.
You can tell them directly, make things better in the long run for everybody.
Well, just this last weekend, I was with a designer, and she was trying to figure out where to put the faucet on this tub, and so you could swing the tub around, but ultimately you had both ends, and then you didn't because the one had a slope and the other one was flat. Mm-hmm. So really, you've got to figure out the direction to put this thing in, right? So is that how we want things, people? Is that really, could they listen to us and maybe figure out a different way? Because when you're designing that bathroom, you're creating this thing to look at and that thing to look at. And what if you're a cool couple and both of you want to be in the bathtub? You know, like, what depends on who you're designing for. Why does the faucet have to go at a certain spot? Why is the edge so thin and you only give me the ends to work with? I'm a designer. Let me place it. You're only going to get that when we start disagreeing, when we start having a voice and saying, hey, actually, you know, here's what we deal with every day. And man, I do not value a pat on the back. I've said this for years. I value the person that tells me, that grabs me by the collar and says, Joe, you're going to get hit by a bus. I do not value the person that pats me on the back and sends me into traffic. So, hey, industry, that's us too.
Well,
oops.
We may not agree on everything. You know, we actually did a talk on the trends when we got back, which was hilarious. But of course, you know, you created the platform, this live platform, and we were able to hop on and you know, talk about everything from our perspective, which is I totally respect. One thing we completely agree on is community. We agree on sharing your design story. It's visibility as well, and we were so grateful to partner with you in market this last fall market, and have you hijack our event.
I did. I totally hijacked it.
Yes, that was That was so awesome. I
For
mean,
everybody that doesn't get the behind the scenes joke there, you guys had a meetup going on. I saw the meetup and I was like, oh, have you guys met Kelly Ellis yet? No. Oh, well, hey, let's do a panel then. And then, oh, well, we'll just have Tastefully Inspired stream it. And oh, let me reach out to Robbie real quick. And I totally hijacked your event. I totally gave it a theme, totally jacked your event.
you were putting together,
Oh,
he was putting together backgrounds. He was like, oh my gosh, it was so funny. I was sitting at home one night and you just kept, you were obviously in like creation
The
mode.
mode.
And you were like pounding me with texts. And I was like, I was like watching Project Runway with my family. And I was like sending little screenshots to Dixie like, oh, I guess we finally get to meet Kelly Ellis. Oh, I guess we have a theme to our event. It was hysterical. But it was
and then the next day, I was looking at all these messages going, Rachel, what am I supposed to do? And she said, you don't have to
We're
do
like,
anything. I'm
nothing.
like, I don't know how to do nothing. What? Okay.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. But it ended up being really fun. It was something completely new. None of us had seen it before. I think within the first 3 minutes, Ian said we had about 210 people on our live stream by all of us sharing out our the event. It was so fun, and like I said, I rewatched it while I was going through it. I'm not somebody who's really comfortable speaking in front of people, so there was like a lot of nervousness and chaos and all this stuff going through. So when I came home and rewatched it, I noticed that there was a spot in everybody's story where we had to take a breath, where there was almost like a little crack. There was, and so I think that there were tears. There were tears. It was a wonderful thing that you did. That's what I love about you, where you ask people to punch holes in things. You have this unique way of seeing the world and doing something about it. So you say, hey, nobody's talking about this. Hey, there's an event over there I can hijack and let's just talk about it. Let's do it. Let's start right there.
Yep.
But that's what I appreciate about you is, you'll come back and say, oh, everyone's talking about the fluff. Let's talk about something else. So we love you. We have great respect for you. You're super fun to hang out with too.
You're so stinking nice.
I know.
And I will say one real quick thing. I'm going to pop in here. You punch holes through things, but you do it nicely. Yeah. And I love that. You're not doing anything ugly. You're just going out there and saying, hey, let's talk about this.
My kids are 18 and 19 years old. And I raised them in a household where this is where you learn to argue with people. This is where you tell me, Dad, you're wrong, and I'm not above you. We are equal, and this is where you learn to argue and resolve conflict. And if you can't talk, and if we don't have trust, and if you can't learn that at home, then I feel sorry for the people that are going to have to deal with you later. And that's part of it. So not to be, but I'm the same way I think with the industry. I don't have to be right, but let's have the conversation. Let's get it going, because if not here, then where? And I would be privileged and honored to let that be you have the conversation with me.
I love that. And I'm just, I can't think of a better way to wrap it up.
I know Dixie and I are like, Joseph.
So for anybody,
I don't know what to do with that one. Awkward moment.
You pulled us in. We were like listening to every word. We're like pulling us in.
Yeah, you got to watch.
The industry needs it. I think the industry needs it. I think we're at a spot where we're becoming a community. Let's have conversation. And then plug Designwall. This is a spot for us. Let's have that conversation in the spot that's meant for us.
And we're going to have all that information in the show notes to make it super easy for you to find. Just go to designandstylepodcast.com. It'll be the very most recent, well, today it'll be the most recent. It's Halloween. It's Halloween. Go find the Halloween episode.
I got my costume on.
On.
Got my costume.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Uniform, you mean?
I look exactly like the profile pictures everywhere. There's no mistaking it.
Go to the website, check it out. You'll see exactly what I'm seeing. Designandstylepodcast.com. Have a great day, everybody.
This podcast was made possible in part through the support of our preferred partners, like the Design Network. The Design Network offers one of the most powerful to-the-trade e-commerce programs in the furniture industry, combining the top brands in furniture, the best prices, and unparalleled logistics all in one place. Go to www.thedesignnetwork.com to join the Design Network's Trade Direct program, create your designer profile, connect with new clients, and start shopping today.